Hi everyone, it's Margaret, and I am doing a look inspired by Rinko Kikuchi, who's a Japanese fashion model turned actress. And she's really a beautiful woman, and she's really breaking through in the cinematic scene. But definitely known in the fashion world, she definitely is affiliated with Chanel and a lot of stuff with Kenzo. I mean, you see her all. I mean, if you look at a lot of the European or even just international fashion magazines, you've seen her all over the place. Anyway, I love the way she looks and I love the way she does her makeup. And I'm doing a look based on how she wears her makeup, especially for like red carpet and a lot of high-end type events. And Rinko's actually doing a movie that's coming out. It's called 47 Ronin, which is starring with Keanu Reeves, and she was also in uh, Pacific Rim. She co-starred, and she's doing really well. And she actually got an Oscar nod with Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett a couple of years back in a movie called Babel. She really didn't say anything, but it was an amazing performance. So anyway, check her out, look her up. You'll definitely be hearing about her, and her name is Rinko Kikuchi, and just really a stunning woman. And this is definitely for my Asian Beauty series. So I'm doing a very full coverage foundation here, using a very clean matte finish foundation. I'm using a mixture of different blends of silicone base. So now I'm setting it with a very matte translucent powder. And, I think that's really important that when you definitely want a really clean surface, you want to definitely set it very well. Now, I never really touch the eye area if I don't have any type of shadows hitting it because you don't want to add any layers of powder before the color gets on because it affects the payout. So here I'm using my blending brush, my signature brush, to really just mattify and blend out everything. So I'm going to take a very kind of yellowish pearl color highlight powder and I'm going right into the brow bone. And because Rinko loves to really do the smoky eye look, I'm really using that as my inspiration. So I'm taking that and then I'm going with a gold. And this is a soft spun metallic gold powder and I'm going right on the lid. And I'm going to be doing a smoky eye, but it's a little bit different than the conventional smoky eye because the lid is actually lighter, but I'm going to really darken it up with some cut crease kind of look, as well as a really dark pencil around the eyelids. Okay, so now I'm taking a very flat brown and I'm going right in the inner crease of the eyelid. And see how I'm actually just blending it in. I don't want a really strong line, but I want to create a depth. So I'm taking my blending brush here and I'm just kind of blending that all together, the golds and the light highlighting powder, and I'm just bringing that all in and creating a nice illusion and shape. So it is a very blended look, but yet it definitely has that really defined look with the lights and the darks. So now I'm taking my very super black pencil and I'm lining right on the liner of the lash line, and I'm just giving it a very strong, intense liner look. And I will be blending this in as well. And I don't want the line to be jaggedy. I want it to have a very smooth finish. So I'm taking that black and just kind of blending it up and in. And as you can see, I'm also carrying it into the shadow because I want to let it blend in a little bit. So as you can see, I'm going to take some of that dark brown and put it right on the corner edge of the lid, and I'm blending that in a circular motion from the crease to the, it's kind of like an angled 3/4 angle. And then so I'm going to blend a little bit more of that powder. So see how now everything is starting to graduate. So you have the highlighting under the brow bone, the gold on the lid, the dark in the inner crease, and then the black liner, and then the brown on the edge. So now I'm just going to look at it and really make sure that everything looks really melded and blended together. Now I'm going to go back again with the black liner. This way I can add more payout to the eyes. I want the eyes to really pop out and really have a really strong support with the black liner. So now I'm going on the inner lash line, kind of in the waterline and the lash line, and I'm just going to create a powerful liner look. And see how I'm just making sure everything is nicely blended and just carried through really beautifully. Okay, so that's the key thing, is you want to make sure you use your tools. Your tools are definitely going to help create that, you know, professional quality look. So now I'm just, without taking too much out, I'm just going to blend it all in. So this is a really interesting look because it definitely has a lot of technique in it, a lot of blending, but it definitely doesn't have a lot of heaviness going on with the shadows. So now I'm making the model suck her cheeks in to really bring the indentation of her cheekbones. Although, you know, Vivian has beautiful cheekbones, I'm really trying to create a really sunken feel with the blush. I'm going with a very orangey kind of chiffony orange cheek color. So now I'm taking my super black mascara and I'm going to really coat, especially with Asian eyes, you want to try to give as much lash on the top. Not so much on the bottom, but the top really, I think, will help open the eyes up. Now, if you have short lashes, definitely I can refer you to using some individuals, especially towards the outer. Or you can even use a strip lash, but make sure you use a good quality one, because I'm not a big fan of strip lashes unless they look really, really good on it, because otherwise they tend to make the eyes look a little bit too kind of, um, for lack of better words, too fake looking. So I like a more natural feel. So now I'm taking a dark brown brow color powder, and I'm just going to fill in and create a nice, I don't want to over block it with the black, with the dark powder, but I definitely want a strength in the brow shape. And so I want to use a really nice layer of color to really blend into the brow. But see how I'm really blending it in with the brush, because I don't want that heaviness. But you want to definitely have some kind of definition. So I'm taking my blending brush again, and I'm going to really, really now pull it all together and really merge everything so it looks so beautiful. So now I'm going with the lip. The lip is very, very soft and muted. Now if you look at Rinko's red carpet looks, she definitely goes with very muted nude lips or really strong dark lips, or she wears a lot of different looks, but this is kind of her signature look. And I think it's a very sexy look, and I'm using a kind of an off beige color, lip color. It's really a beautiful color. It's got a little bit of just a slight tinge of plum in it, like a really muted plum into the beige color. So, and if you could definitely mix your own colors to create this, but it has a nice kind of plummy brownie effect to it. And there you go. If you like any of my techniques, please go to www.mkcbeautyacademy.com. You can take my online training. You can also take personal private training with me, or a blended program at www.mkcbeautyacademy.com. Stay tuned for many, many more looks coming up. I'm going to be doing a ton of Asian beauty inspired looks as well. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and definitely make some comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll come back with more real soon. Bye!